Hello, this is Kyle, and welcome to this quick countdown of the top 5 Formula 1 drivers who peaked late in their careers. So these are drivers who won world championships or achieved great success unexpectedly after many years of struggling to make progress. In 5th place, Carlos Reutemann. Not an obvious choice for this list, you might think, since he was notable for qualifying on pole position for his very first race, his home event in Argentina 1972. He would then go on to be a regular race winner throughout the 1970s, driving for Brabham, Ferrari and Lotus. But despite these successes, it was not until almost a decade after his debut, in 1981, that he finally got a serious shot at the title, driving for Williams. In the end, he would lose out to Nelson Piquet in the Brabham BT49, which was generally considered to be the superior car of that year. Partway through the following season, he withdrew from F1, focusing instead on his political career. In 4th place, Mika Häkkinen. The Finn graduated to Formula 1 in 1991 with Lotus as British Formula 3 champion, but his big break was being signed to McLaren in 1993, initially as a test driver before taking over the race seat alongside Ayrton Senna for the final 3 races. He would become affiliated with the team for the rest of his career in a partnership that would lead to 2 drivers' championships. However, McLaren suffered a slump in performance in the mid-90s, and it wasn't until 1997 that Häkkinen was gifted his first win by teammate David Coulthard. The following year he added 8 more wins and the World Championship, which he was to retain in 1999. Häkkinen took his last win at the US Grand Prix in 2001, after which he took a sabbatical, which led to full-time retirement. In 3rd place, Keke Rosberg. Rosberg has the distinction of failing to score points in one year and then winning the championship the next. This was partly because the Finn had a career of 2 halves. After making his debut in 1978, Rosberg struggled with a sequence of uncompetitive machinery for the likes of Theodore, ATS, Wolff and Fittipaldi. By the end of 1981 he had just a handful of points to his name. The very next year he was signed by Williams to replace former world champion Alan Jones, and with Reutemann exiting early in the season, Rosberg was effectively thrust into the role of team leader. Against the fast but frequently unreliable turbos, Roseburg's consistent point scoring in his normally aspirated Williams, coupled with a breakthrough win at the Swiss Grand Prix, were enough to lift the 1982 title. He took 4 more victories for Williams before switching to McLaren and retiring after a subdued final year in 1986. In 2nd place, Jenson Button. There was much hype around Button when he became Britain's youngest ever driver, having been signed by Williams in 2000. But for a long time it looked like he was set to go down as another driver who showed promise, but nothing ever really came of it. A sequence of podiums for BAR in 2004 and a win following Honda's buyout of the team in 2006 were the best he had to show for his efforts, when at the end of 2008 it looked certain that his career was over. Yet remarkably, the Brawn GP team rose from the ashes of Honda to take both championships in 2009 and revitalise Button's career nearly a decade after his debut. Since then he has driven for McLaren, taking 8 more wins to date, and is set to stay with them again in 2015. And in 1st place, it has to be Nigel Mansell. Now considered one of the greatest drivers of an era that included Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost and Nelson Piquet, Mansell made his debut quietly as early as 1980, driving a 3rd car for Lotus. He became a full-time driver from 1981 onwards, but in the next 4 years he would fail to record a single victory driving the black and gold cars. It was only after a switch to Williams in 1985 that he finally found his form, winning 2 races late in the year. But it did not end there. After a famous near-miss in 1986 when a puncture cost Mansell the championship, he was well poised to take the title in 1987, until a back injury in practice for the Japanese Grand Prix gifted it to teammate Piquet. A stint at Ferrari followed, then after contemplating retirement, Mansell rejoined Williams and came close again in 1991, losing out this time to Senna. In 1992, the dominant FW14B allowed Mansell to scoop up the championship with ease, after more than 10 years of competing in F1. That would be his last full season. In 1993 he took the IndyCar title in America, after which he only made brief returns to F1 with Williams and McLaren respectively, taking his last win at the 1994 Australian Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more quick countdowns. Also check out my website and my Facebook page, and I'll see you next time.